As you navigate through your career as a software engineer, you're going to experience lots of ups and downs. And as human beings, you're going to have emotional reactions to those ups and downs, like when you get feedback on your code or when a user reacts to your work. Now, it's true that as software engineers, we mostly deal with writing logical statements that are objective. However, as the people who are writing this code, I think that it's often easy to forget to detangle the work from our core self, and that we have complex psyches that have emotional and mental reactions to things that happen in and around us. So dealing with emotions at work as a software engineer can be really tricky. Depending on who you work with and what company you work at, it can be really easy to express your emotions, and other times not at all. I used to experience a lot of difficulty expressing my emotions at work, but after a couple years of working, I've realized a couple of tricks that help me when I'm feeling particularly strongly. One of the things that's helpful when you're feeling emotions, especially negative ones, is to just sit with your feelings and not take any action for a little while. It's easy to want to do something immediately because you're worked up, but this tends to not work so well, for me at least. My emotional side is reacting to a fight or flight or freeze response, which our bodies have literally evolved to do over time. But in difficult situations, it's best to try to assess the situation and take action rather than react and take action. So what I do usually is I allow myself to feel those emotions for as long as I need first. That can take 1 minute sitting by myself at my desk, it can take 1 hour on a long walk around the nearby area, and sometimes it can take a day or two of me going about my usual day. Once I finish processing those feelings, that's when I feel like I can start to take constructive steps to address those feelings. Whether it be giving difficult feedback to a coworker or speaking up about a decision I didn't feel comfortable with. Some might argue that it's best to take action right in the moment, which I'm not necessarily arguing with. But once I learned how to do this step away, then move technique, everything, including my own emotions, have gotten a lot more manageable, and the result of my actions tend to be more positive and constructive. There are definitely other ways to deal with emotions at work. Maybe you can talk to your manager so that they can help you process those feelings and turn it into a constructive solution. Or maybe you have friends at work who can support you. Either way, I think it's a great skill to figure out how you personally respond to your emotions. One thing I would like to emphasize is that emotions at work are not a bad thing at all. I've learned that it can actually be quite the opposite, that it can be a strength. Emotions allow you to empathize with others, and that's such a superpower to have in tech. Empathy will help you create stronger bonds with your teammates, and it'll also help you to make better experiences for your users. Allowing yourself and others to feel emotions at work, I think, makes tech a better place to work. It fosters inclusion, deep methods of communication, and brings fulfillment that the work itself cannot. By figuring out a system that works for you and how you face your emotions, I think you'll find a lot of treasures and answers you wouldn't have discovered. All right, that is the end of this entire series, and thank you for sticking all the way through. I'd really appreciate you liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Definitely feel free to share bits and pieces of this series that you found helpful with your friends and coworkers, and let me know what you thought about this format. This was a challenge for me to build this, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do so, so thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!